Never mind. So this show we're going to do together.
All right.
And I'm going to
All right.
bomb this guy. I'm going to bomb this guy right now. I need a GoPro book. Some books. Call Richard Brooke and see if he wants to come on the show. Just text him and see if he wants to come on. If he does, send him a link.
Okay. All right. Let me get this going. And while we're talking. Oh, your office looks so nice. James,
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah. Cool. I think put this over there by that light. Oh, that's good. That's good. Mm-hmm.
Should I play that message from Tabitha? That got a lot of play last time. The little girl who doesn't want her kids. You know what I'm talking about, Tabitha.
You talking to me?
Huh?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you guys about Tabitha, the Uber driver girl that doesn't want her kids to grow up like her life.
Oh, yeah.
That thing's always got some legs.
Yeah, we could totally go there. I think we could do a great show talking about GoPro too.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So why don't Adrian, you want to interview me?
Sure.
Okay, I'm not even going to put his name on here then.
No.
Okay.
No, and you get on the screen, Marianne.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay.
You might want to get that horizontal man behind you out of the way.
Out of the way.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
Your light's bad. Turn your light on in your office, though.
It is not. I look great.
All right. Good.
I think we're live.
Hello, everybody. We are on the Network Marketing Leadership Show, and this is Adrian Chenault, who has grabbed hold of the host seat once and for all. It's about time. And I am so excited because we are going to be talking about what an incredible event happened this last weekend in Virtual GoPro, which was just a clinic on every level, not only in developing skills and belief and everything else in network marketing, but in the leadership that goes into creating something like that. So we're going to have an awesome show today. I am here with both Marianne Niehaus. Hi, Marianne. And Tom Chenault, our fearless normal host. This is going to be so fun.
This is so much fun.
I know. We let you come. This is like the good old days, Marianne. You are in the hot seat today.
I know. Good stuff.
This is going to be awesome. So, Virtual GoPro last weekend. I want to
wait a minute. Even though you're the host,
I am in charge.
What was the name of the guy that was supposed to be on?
Clayton Thomas.
What's his name?
Clayton Thomas.
Clayton Thomas. If anybody knows Clayton Thomas, call him at home. I don't charge to be on this show. You're supposed to put this out to your entire list, which I saw he did last week. I got a note from Danny Venegas, and I know that Dinos was on it, and he doesn't show for the show, which is it's free. It is infuriating. So now we are going to wing it for an hour. So if this show sucks, I want you to write him the note. So I'm going to go get his number, his phone number, and I'm going to put it in the chat, and you can text him. And
he just called me.
Gary, he's not on. You don't come on like 20 minutes late. So the fact of the matter is, some dog ate his homework or something like that. That isn't the way we roll here. This is an important show. GoPro was important. Larry and Taylor Thompson have been in the network marketing business for 50 years. They were on time. This guy started his network marketing company this year, and he decides to dust us. That's crazy. He's a good friend to Dan McCormick. McCormick actually
Oh.
mentored him. He is better than that. But you know what? If there's no consequence, there's no pain. And when there's no pain, there's no progress. And late plus a good excuse is never on time. So unless this is your fault, Marianne, which you're going to find out in about 2 seconds, because yeah, he's off the island, and he can put him on in another day. But I'm not doing that. That's too hard on my brain. So now you can go ahead, Adrian. I had to get that. And here's the deal with everybody. Another thing to remember in life is never ever hold anything inside of you. It is so stupid. Because if I hadn't gone on that rant right then about how irritated I am, I can promise you that would have been behind my eyes the entire show, and you would have noticed it anyway, and you would have said something's going on with Tom. I think he's got COVID. But no, he doesn't. I don't have a mask on. I'm at my house. I'm safe distancing from Adrian and Marianne because I'm that kind of guy. They don't want Adrian doesn't want his grandkid's grandfather ill. Here we go. Take it away, Adrian.
No COVID, just Tourette's.
Yes.
Everything is good, people. All right. So we got that out of the way. Let's dive in and talk some GoPro. So first of all, before we even talk content, 70 days ago, they break ground on that studio. Talk about just the production value of what happened in 70 days and what the feat that they put on.
Well, it's just unbelievable. Marina and Eric, they posted, we just made the biggest financial decision of our life to do something gigantic. And I had no idea what it was. I thought they were buying a third Rolls Royce. And all of a sudden, they decide that they are going to build this state-of-the-art facility from the ground up in 70 days for the virtual GoPro. And I just said, that's impossible. And these two people, really Marina, Eric gives credit to Marina the whole way. And I know this woman, and I think it is probably true. She could take over a country, and they pulled it off like I've never seen before. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah. And when she showed us the background and we got to go behind the scenes and everything, and you've seen all the screens that were involved, the technology. I mean, there wasn't just a few people back there, putting this thing together. And I love that they had pulled in their own little RV trailer. Did you see that? Where they could go to and take a little break when they wanted to. I thought that was cute. Just because I'm an RV trailer kind of person.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So what I got out of it was Pete Vargas and Pat Quinn and that whole crew of that. Those people are unbelievably organized. They had this thing segmented. They had it modularized. They had so many different things that we never have, and none of us in this world ever dreamt was possible. And they took us from stem to stern. I mean, we learned presentation. We learned the first 6 steps. We learned how to start our business. We learned leadership. We learned motivation. And the people they had speak, from the very newest people with stories that would bring you to your knees all the way to Sylvester Stallone, were absolutely unbelievable, weren't they, Adrian?
It was so remarkable. And it's always, I should not be fooled anymore, because I feel like this has happened to me a couple of times now with Eric, where he'll bring somebody, Pitbull, I think, is another great example, right? Where he's bringing somebody and I'm going, really, Pitbull? Like, what on earth is this guy going to have to say? And then Pitbull just brings it and has this incredible story, this incredible energy, this, all this stuff behind the persona that you wouldn't have known. And I mean, Sylvester Stallone, I think I've heard it from multiple people that, he was near the top of people's list for that entire event. And here they were thinking it was going to be kind of a fluff job, and that was going to be the end of it, right?
I think
Just
what
amazing.
I loved so much about him was how humble he was. And, every time Eric gave him a compliment, he was like, thank you very much. And you could see that he was genuinely a part of the show, a part of the whole event.
Yeah. And
It was,
go ahead.
yeah, it was really cool to see that, and to see, the story. I actually, it's funny. I have a little bit of a personal hook around Sylvester Stallone, because since the age of like 5, everyone has been saying, yo, Adrian to me, which I found very hurtful when I was a kindergartner. And so I had never seen Rocky because I was just, I was mad about it for a long time. Obviously at 36 years old, I'm not mad about it anymore, but I just had kind of written the movie off, and I didn't realize that it had won an Academy Award. I didn't realize that he'd written the movie. Like I had no idea the story behind Rocky and the perseverance and just everything that came about for him to put himself on the map at the beginning of his career, and then to stay on the map continuously and to stay relevant for all those years. And just so many lessons for anybody that's trying to to make a big difference in the world and to try to play bigger in their life, to keep pushing and to not take no for an answer, and to use every speed bump along the road as more fuel to keep going, right?
Yeah. And many, many years ago, in 1969, he graduated from college, and he was an actor, and he couldn't get the job, and he was trying to get an agent, and there were thousands of agents in New York City. He would walk into the office of an agent, 50 agents a day, hand them his card, his actor card, with his picture on it and his story. He said, and it was all full of lies, like I was in Hamlet and all. He says, all new actors lie. And he said, I knew when they walked out the door, they were just going to rip the stuff in the trash. And he said, the only thing I knew was that when I came back a year later, those people would know I'm not giving up. And he finally got a break. But that's us in network marketing. And then you get better and better and better, but you never give up. You never give up. Yeah. That's what I learned from this, man. Armand, how do you say his last name?
Leo.
Oh my God, was his speech unbelievable? Work, 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 spend. Work, 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 spend. I mean, I did such a lousy job of emulating that. It was unbelievable.
I love the story that he was selling candy. You
Yeah.
know, he said he was making more money than the drug dealer selling candy when he was a kid. And, he just already had that entrepreneurship mindset back then. And then he got into network marketing and signed up with some kind of like little trinket crystal thing.
Yeah.
And went door to door and did it, rocked it.
Yeah. Marianne, you are a network marketer and Adrian's a contact mapper. And there's a big difference between the two. But you walked into there. Did you walk out of there a changed person? Was it like, I had a spiritual experience at GoPro.
Yeah, and you and I have been going for years, and Adrian's gone the last couple of years, but I honestly think what was going on this year was bigger than anything I've seen before. I don't know if it was because of the way the event was set up. I don't know if it was the speakers, but I just felt like everybody was just so on when they spoke and what they were inspiring us around. And I don't know. I felt more involved this year, even sitting at home.
Why do you think that was, Marianne? Because I think you're exactly right. And you're not the first person that said that. What about it, even though you were at home, made it so engaging this year?
I think, one of the things, and somebody was saying, and Tom, I think even Tom mentioned this, is like we were all in a front row seat, right? We weren't, because a lot of times, you got the VIPs up there and they're kind of, in there, and then you've got the gold seats and the whatevers. And I just think that I felt like I had a front row seat, and that's why I could be, for me, more engaged in
I think you're exactly right. And
whatevers. And I just think that I felt like,
Tom, you got to mute yourself.
Tommy running
That's
something.
why I could be, for
Dad,
me,
you got to mute. Keep going, Marianne.
I was
This
trying
first
to get
rodeo.
to Facebook to look at the comments because I want to keep up with these people. If she's going to answer for 5 minutes, I get to comment.
Oh, come on.
Keep going.
That's 100% right. Every seat was a front row seat, and you actually got a real front row seat, Marianne.
I know. I
you
can't
made it
believe
on the Jumbotron. That was pretty cool.
I know, I have like my 5 seconds of fame right there.
That's
I was wearing a Nebraska shirt too. I can't believe it.
Oh Lord,
God.
you people, you Nebraska fans are what give network marketing a bad name.
Yep. All right. I got to tell you that we got to go take a break right now. So since
Thank God we have somebody paying attention.
I know. And since I can't text and talk and all of that at the same time. So let's take a break.
Let's go and take a break. So you are listening on the Genesis Communication Network. We thank Ted Anderson for putting us on the air, and we will be right back after this. And we're back.
Sweet.
It's contact mapping time. This is like the three amigos. I'm so happy. Oh, Denise Dunlap just said, "Yay, Nebraska."
Yay,
Goodness,
yay.
This is just
All right, we got
unbelievable.
Clayton in the house here. All righty. So we are just going to move forward with the contact mapping and what's going on.
Commercial. Keep going, Adrian.
All right, we're talking contact mapping. So something incredible happened that you probably know about because I haven't shut up about it for about 3 weeks. But during the GoPro 7-day recruiting challenge, Dad got the honor of presenting, and he did an incredible job. And that was phenomenal. But at the end, what I was not expecting at all, which was so incredibly generous, is that Eric Worre gave contact mapping just the most incredible endorsement and shout out and kudos. And it just lit a fire like nothing you have ever seen before. It's been so phenomenal just watching those two communities intersect in a bigger way than ever before. And what was so fun is that we have built this little kind of mini GoPro tribe inside of our contact mapping tribe. And we were texting with all these people over the weekend. We were having this conversation all throughout the weekend, and it just, everything that I have been dreaming about has really happened, where it's all fusing together. And what we have been doing over the last couple of weeks in preparation for GoPro, and now on the back end of GoPro, is that you're getting all this incredible content. And a lot of people participated in this accelerator program that Eric put together, which is phenomenal. And so that's a perfect way for you to plug in, but not everybody is in a position to do that. And so what we are doing is we are using this contact mapping tribe as a way for you to be able to take all of this incredible learning, all of this amazing stuff that's been happening for you, and go and turn that into an operating plan for your life that makes 2021 be the best year of your life. And so on Monday, we did what's called our weekly launch as part of our premium offering for contact mapping. You can see what that's all about at contactmapping.com/premium. And that's just one piece of what we're doing, is we're pulling together this tribe of people. And so, Dad, talk a little bit about just the energy that has come about as these two huge tribes of people are kind of coming together and running off in an exciting new direction.
People are finally understanding that the application is far more important than the app that's in their phone. The app that's in their phone kicks it because it's so simple and so well done. And so Rick Manelius, the PhD from MIT, who is your partner that built it. But the magic in any relationship is the BLTs, is having people understand that they belong, that you love them, that they can trust you, and that they're safe with you. And if you start thinking about in any business that you're in, you call people on the phone and you say, I have an idea. I want you to give me $500. Let me tell you what it is. And they say, no, don't tell me what it is. You're my friend. I'm sending you $500. That's because of the BLTs. And the more of those relationships you have like that in your life, the better you're going to do. And we have forgotten that. We have been completely, totally Madison Avenue-sized. And all of a sudden, it's all of us, it's ClickFunnels. It's no relationship. It's horse manure. And we are taking people back to basics, because I know what I remember about you is what you like most about me. And we are going to turn you into remembering machines.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Tom Chenault, Adrian Chenault,
perfect timing,
and producer extraordinaire Marianne Niehaus. We are having so much fun talking about the powerhouse show that was Virtual GoPro last weekend. And so I want to dive into a couple other of the speakers from the weekend because I just think there was so much amazing stuff. And so I think we need to make this segment right now the Pete Vargas and Pat Quinn segment of the show, because those two guys
Unbelievable.
anchored so much of what Virtual GoPro was about. But my hand hurt so bad from taking notes from those two guys, and really, having heard them in the GoPro challenge, but then I just, for whatever reason, I just think so many things really clicked about how the way that you tell your story is everything in the way that you build your business and the way you do anything as you're building a network marketing business. So Marianne, talk about what you got from Pat and Pete over the weekend.
Well, we talk about that all the time, right? In our trainings all the time about how powerful your story is and how to go about talking about it. And, when you hear Pete Vargas's story, it's heart-wrenching, the fact of where he was with his dad and how he repaired that relationship. And so I think for me, the little, you were here and you got here and then you were here, being able to tell a powerful story in like 90 seconds, right? So that people can really feel your heart and understand where you're coming from. I think that's the biggest takeaway, is that it doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing, but if it's short and precise as far as who you are and explaining that, then I think that carries the day. For me.
That's so true. And what about you, Dad? Because I know that was just, I know you and I were having a conversation as that all played out over the weekend. What's the biggest thing for you that you like? What did you take in how you help people to tell their story better?
I do not take the work I do seriously enough, is number one. And number two, I don't understand the responsibility of what I've got going on. And number three, I talk too much. And so I'm going to play you a recording. And I just got a note, Steve Wallach, the CEO of a network marketing company called Longevity, is going to come on and talk to us. So I want to get the word out to, if you can throw that out to the master list while you're goofing around, Marianne, that would be great. But I want to let you guys listen to a message real quick. Here's the work that you do so you know what you're doing, because this is insane.
Hi, Tom. My name is Tabitha. I actually, crazy enough, got your phone number from, he told me to say, John, the Uber driver. He was giving me a ride home one time, and we were just chatting, and I was talking to him about my life, and he gave me a number because he thought that maybe you could help me out. And I've been on my own for a very long time, about 12 years now, 28. Started doing my own thing when I was 16, because I did not get me and my mom, see eye to eye, and that's the way my life went. But I'm trying to give my kids a better life than I had. And I'm struggling with some things, and I need some guidance. And I'm really hoping that we can sit down and talk and maybe help me through some of these mental blocks, because I don't have much family. I don't have much support or guidance or anyone to even look up to. And I don't want to ruin my children. So I thought I would take a leap of faith.
That's the work we do. We've got lives to change. People are dying in this COVID. Everything's gone. They're waiting tables at a terrible job, and now the terrible job is gone. No Christmas money, no rent money, no food money. We can make a stand for human beings in this business. That's why I loved Pete Vargas and Pat Quinn. I am telling you, think about your existence during the break. Think about the human beings in your life. And if you'll start going and calling them on the phone one by one and checking in, you're going to know that they are suffering too. And I promise you, your hope, your voice might just be the ticket to get them out of there. We're coming back right after this. This is the Genesis Communication Network. Thank you, Ted Anderson. We'll be right back. Hello.
All right. How about
All
that?
righty, we got
Okay,
Steve
so Marianne,
Wallach.
Steve Wallach's coming. So if he'll be here in a second.
Wallach is here.
He's here.
Well, good. We'll bring him in on the next side.
Yeah, he's here right now.
Sweet.
All right. That's an that
Yeah.
voice recording. I mean, what a powerful message, and what a big reminder that what we're doing is so much bigger than just prospecting people or showing them our business or whatever. That every one of us has an opportunity to play at a much bigger, higher level of contribution from that. And if you can do that, people are going to want to join your business on top of it, right? It doesn't have to be one or the other. And Dad, talk about that, because I think that has really been the story of your success, is that you have been able to do that over the years.
I just sell no wine before it's time. I am the best, I think, network marketing or outside of network marketing there is at following up with people over and over again through their life. I really believe that. And it has been unbelievably gratifying, because people come to me 5 years later that I talked to 5 years ago and say, you treated me with such dignity and respect. You never pitched me. I didn't even know what you did. But now here I am, my back's against the wall. I never thought I was going to be embracing the type of work that you do. But now that I am going to embrace that, you're my guy, because you have integrity and you were professional and you weren't one of them. And I am telling you, that is all the power of the Contact Mapping app, who sponsors this particular show and this segment. So anybody wanting to know why I keep saying contactmapping.com/Tom, that's the reason. I don't want to get fired.
So this is pretty cool. And I think it really highlights that. So there's a young man named Andrew who was at GoPro. And I don't even know if you know this part of the story yet, but he happened to be in the same Zoom room with you, Dad. And he sees you in the Zoom room. He knew me from another thing that I had worked on. And so he sends me a message on Facebook on Saturday and says, hey, are you related to Tom Chenault? I said, why? Depends. Why are
You always duck.
Yeah, can you?
I said,
yeah,
absolutely. And so we start talking, and he is in a new. He's dabbled in network marketing before, found the right company for him 7 months ago, and is on a total rocket ship, and is just his hair is completely on fire from GoPro. And so we agreed we were going to have a conversation today for me to show him this contact mapping that we have built that is really Tom Chenault distilled and turned into. We took Tom Chenault and stuffed him down into your phone, and trust me, that's not as bad as it sounds. So we did. So I'm talking to Andrew, and he's saying, I have this big number of people that are already in my organization in the last 7 months. And what I have decided is, from Eric's training, I'm going to call every one of those people. I'm going to have this conversation with them about how long they want to have it take before they become independent from me. And I'm going to give them all assignments. And then I said, okay, great. No, that's awesome. And so I said, well, let's get you set up on contact mapping. He says, okay, yeah, follow up with me in 3 months. I think in 3 months, I will be done having these conversations. And I go, Andrew, I'm going to call you in 3 months, and you are going to want to hang yourself, because you are going to have had 436 conversations where you learned what makes all of these people tick. And you're going to remember 3 of them, and you're going to have no clue what to do. And so in your organization, outside your organization, what has made Tom Chenault is that he has learned what makes everybody tick, and he finds a way to help them. And a lot of the time, the way to help them is to show them a business opportunity that can give them some control over their life, or show them a product that's going to help them to feel better, or show whatever it is, right? But if it starts with what's in it for them, everything falls into place. And so contact mapping is a method for you to not lose track of all that stuff, to be able to pull it all together, and you're going to love it. So go to contactmapping.com/free. You can try it completely for free, no credit card required. And man alive, what a handsome guy with a cool looking fan right above his head. We're going to come back on the show in a second and say a proper hello to the great Steve Wallach.
And we're back. It is the Network Marketing Leadership Show. Good afternoon, everybody. Before we went to the break, we were talking about, you were hearing that recording from that woman. So her name was Tabitha. She sent me that message on September 30th of 2019. Nicest kid you ever want to meet in your life. Working in a restaurant, graphic designer husband, terrible childhood, and completely freaked out that she's going to grow up just like the family that she escaped from. And so it was a pretty interesting conversation, and I'm going to let you hear what she just said. She's never joined network marketing. In fact, when I called her on the phone, she said, you're one of those guys, you're in one of those pyramid schemes. I don't want, I may be broke, but I'm not going to do that. And I didn't give up on her. I just loved her. And a couple of days ago, she sent me a note, and she said, just going through my book, wishing everyone well, making sure you're okay, Tom. How are you? So I wrote her a note, and she says, I'm just trying to spread as much joy around as I can. So then I sent her message back to her. And she said, hearing that message instantly made me cry because I can remember calling you and remember where I was mentally, physically, and emotionally. And I'm so glad I'm not that person anymore. I learned to love myself, and I'm so blessed to have met somebody like you and Denise. You guys are amazing. And if it weren't for that random Uber driver I just started talking to, I expressed myself to, I don't know where I would be today. When I made that call, I did not know what it would come to. But the guidance and compassion and friendship you've showed me has meant more and helped me than anything in my entire life. And I don't have the words to express the great emotions that I have right now and the love I feel for you guys. And it's still going on. But the point I make, stop selling, start loving. Stop selling, start remembering. Stop selling, start being human beings and treat people like human beings, not leads. And I'm telling you what, they're going to come around the corner. That's 1 year. In 1 year, that lady's going to do all that graphic design. She's going to do all that knitting and all that other horse manure she's doing. And she's finally going to come back and say, Tom, I think I want to take a role at that network marketing. And that'll be that. And that's the way it goes, because that's the way my life goes. And that's why I love my life. I never leave anybody behind. I never, ever look through anybody, over anybody, under anybody. I look at people. And if you can learn that, you're going to get my life. We have got an unbelievable guest with us right now. He did show up. I texted him as soon as our other guest dusted us. He's a company owner. He has fought through COVID since March in the state of California, which is 10 times worse. Absolutely has kept his company above he was on the board of the DSA. He was a founding member of the ANMP, been in network marketing since his dad gave him a distributorship for Christmas when he got married to his wife, Michelle, when they were teenagers and he was in dental school. That's how far back this guy is in this profession. That's how committed he is to it. Steve Wallach, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Tom Chenault, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine there, Jim. Man, you look like Clint Eastwood or something over there. How are you?
What is that that thing behind you?
What happens there is I have my wife, I throw this on a rope through that window right there. It goes down into the living room. My wife puts food in it, and then I pull the rope back up, and I never have to leave my chair.
So here's the crazy thing. I'm on my phone on Zoom, and I just see this cool visual effect, and I'm like,
I know.
Well, not a door. So Tom has this cool wood sculpture behind his head. That's the ceiling. That's the ceiling of your mansion.
I know, it's cool.
I just have some pretty little fan.
I know.
You look like you're wearing one of those little beanie hats, right?
I'm feeling kind of guilty about this, to tell you the truth, but
it's like a cathedral.
I know it. So Steve Wallach, what's going on? The state you are just You can't get any product. You can't get any packaging. You can't get, I mean, it's a tough, you can't get employees to go to work.
There are so many memes this year about 2020. And, you know, I went into the office early this morning for a little bit, and we have some construction going on here at our house. So I've been working from home, but I ran into the office early this morning. Early for me is like 5 in the morning. And I'm listening to the radio station that I listen to going into to work, my long 20-minute commute. And, you know, the main disc jockey's talking about, gosh, 2020 is like the Earth, the bearing that Earth spins on burned out and is wobbling. And that's been 2020. There's these memes. I told Michelle yesterday, I saw this meme of a dumpster fire pin that says 2020, and it's a dumpster fire. I said, I need like 1,000 of those.
Yeah.
You know, being in California or New York, I think, I'm not in New York, but yeah, I can imagine, because California is just like crazy. But then you're hearing statistics, Tom, that like 90% of the small businesses, especially restaurants and or small business retail, so mom and pop retail, are likely to go out of business, or they've already gone out of business permanently. And it's heartbreaking because my first business was a small mom and pop retail, although I wasn't a mom or a pop, but I was an 18-year-old, but me and Richard Renton. And, you know, the lady that was one of my main business mentors, Betty Travis, you've heard me talk about her a million times. Sure. Like every week it was, how are we going to make payroll? And so, you know, it's that was like her life. And she was a mom and pop business. All of those mom and pop businesses right now are either gone or going to be gone. And I was talking to several people today, and I've talked to Michelle, obviously, ad nauseum about this. This is where network marketing like shines, because we have what people need, because we can present, we can offer people not only an opportunity, but really what they need to survive. And so, you know, we have the options for people. And this is traditionally where network marketing really just shows off what it's all about. And it's community, it's helping people, it's providing opportunities where people feel there are no opportunities. That is now. And so going forward, all of these small business people, mom and pops, retail, restaurants, you know, anything that's not a big box store right now is really feeling this pain. And if you go back, gosh, California was the first state to shut down with this pandemic. And my background is science and medical, and growing up with my father, I love microbiology. I was in pre-med and I thrived on, just excelled at microbiology because I really get into that stuff because of my background in animals. And so microbiology is a lot like that. Anyway, so, you know, it's just, I get it. And, you know, this is where we as network marketers just have what people need. And I was telling Michelle and so many others that going forward, we need to really, you know, go on offense. We need to show people what we have for them, because this is where all of these little entrepreneurs, moms and pops, retail store owners just have been crushed by traditional business and traditional retail, traditional restaurant, and you know, they need a new start. We have it. We have that opportunity.
How long have you been in the network marketing space?
30 years. And I was calculating this up the other day, Tom. I think I have been directly involved in the distribution, creation, or invention of $1.5 billion of consumer goods in the last 30 years.
Can you believe that?
No, I can't. I started doing the math and I'm like, holy cow, that's a lot of people. And that is where people have gotten paid commissions. I'm not talking about the aquarium store stuff. So this is commissionable consumer goods.
Yeah, that is amazing. And out of that, how much in commissions do you think you paid out over that amount of time?
Easily half that.
Yeah. Isn't that an amazing $750 million?
Yeah.
can you guys, I mean, think about the people that went to work. Think about the people that got to feed their family. Think about the difference that got put in. I mean, this profession.
Lives. It changes life.
And at the beginning of the show, what our guest didn't show up, so we talked about GoPro, because it was probably the best GoPro I've ever been to, maybe the best event I've ever been to in my life. And it was embraced by a guy named Pete Vargas and a guy named Pat Quinn, along with obviously Dean Graziosi and Sylvester Stallone and some really, really influential people. But I can feel the world finally starting to embrace this profession and play like it's their idea. That's where it is. I mean, this thing is coming in. It's just like a stock. You know, you can't get somebody to buy a stock at $1, but they'll buy the crud out of it at 10 or 20 or 100. It's the
Sure.
Tesla is a good example of it. You know that, whatever it is, it's insanity. And I can just feel this profession. All of a sudden, those people from LinkedIn that used to literally spit on us are now grabbing us and saying, I think I'm going to do that. Don't you think so?
It drives me nuts, Tom, because look, network marketing led the way with video calls, video conferencing, Zoom. Remember the ACN phones and Donald Trump and the ACN phones, right? So, you know, it's delivery to your door, social networking, the social networks, consumer goods right to your door. Network marketing has led the way of all of this stuff. It drives me nuts when all these other Ubers and Amazon and eBay and Chewy.com and Peloton come in and act like they created all this stuff. They didn't. It just drives me nuts.
Right, you are. How are we doing for time, Adrian and Marianne?
We're good. We got until 48 after for the next break. So we got 2 minutes.
Okay, good. So Marianne
Marianne is not here.
Okay, so impact.
So,
okay, Adrian, you grew up in the network marketing world. I mean, you saw it. You saw the highs, you saw the lows, you saw the in-betweens. You went to corporate America. You came scrambling back with your tail between your legs. Talk about that.
great positioning. You know, for me, the biggest one, you know, that is 100% just a remarkable storied career. You know, just hearing those numbers is amazing, and what a debt of gratitude we owe to you, Steve, about the transformational money that is involved for so many families that comes from this. For me, it was really about time. That was where I ran into the wall, right? I had gone into corporate America. I was making great money. Money was not the thing that was the motivator for me. But what I found out is that I didn't have any control anymore. I didn't have control over my time. I was living in a big city. I had a 45-minute commute on a train in both directions every day. I was working crazy hours. I had young kids, and it just wasn't. I realized not only that it wasn't working for me then, but that the higher up, you know, I was getting pretty far up the chain, and every step further up the ladder was actually a worsening of that scenario. And there wasn't any end in sight, right? I was, you know, maybe in 20 years, I was going to be able to pull myself out of that and go and do something else if I stayed on that track, but it just wasn't that was the thing for me. And so I think there's just what network marketing offers is a level playing field for every person to be able to pull themselves up and to go get after it. And it's super hard. It's, you know, it is as hard as anything else, maybe harder, but at least you got a fighting chance. And at least if you do go and you make it, you actually have the time to show for it. You actually have a residual to show for it. And those things, there's just not a lot of ways to get the benefits that network marketing offers when it comes right down to it. And that's extremely important. So take us to the break, Tom.
Okay, we're getting out of here. This is the Network Marketing Leadership Show. Ted Anderson, thank you. 12 years on, you are incredible at Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this. And we're back. Okay, so Steve Wallach, contact mapping. Want to ask you a question. Tell these people your 5-step walk to Oprah Winfrey, starting with obviously Oprah. Then it went to Stedman Graham. Then it went to Carl. Then it went to Bob Bodine. Then it went to you reading a book.
Okay, well, I'll start backwards.
Okay.
You introduced me to Bob Bodine, I guess. And, you know, you told me he was the real life Jerry Maguire. And
Right.
I love that movie. I love that movie to this day. And so I really got interested in Bob and what he had to say. And I read his book. You gave it to me, so I appreciate that. And, you know, his book it's very, a lot of common sense, makes a lot of sense, which I like. It's an easy read. You can read it in a day or two. But, you know, it's a lot of good information in practical sense. You can apply it from minute one. As soon as you read like a sentence, you can apply it. You don't have to go learn it and try it and do it. It makes just, it's so ergonomic, I guess is the best way to put it. So commonsensical. And so, you know, the premise, and I'll give you the premise, the premise is that you already know everybody you need to know. And all you need to know is who to ask for help, right? And so in this instance, Michelle, my wife, my lovely wife of 30 years, really, really, really wanted to meet Oprah, idolizes Oprah. And so, you know, she put that out to the universe. And all of a sudden, we were with friends who said, well, we know Stedman. And we're like, come on. In our little town of Southern California, there's no way you know Stedman Graham. They sent us pictures. We're like, we could Photoshop those pictures. I mean, that's not hard. So we're like totally not believing them. They're like, no. We hang out with Stedman. And so all of a sudden they called us one night at like 10:30 at night. And Michelle and I go to bed at like 7. We're like, oh, sure. You know, we go to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock. So of course at 10 o'clock at night, you're telling us Stedman's here. So we're like, we're not coming. So anyway, it was because we put that out, Michelle put that out, and all of a sudden somebody we knew somebody that knew Oprah. Obviously Stedman knows Oprah. And so sure enough, we got to know Stedman, great guy, super cool, super friendly, super knowledgeable, really a talent and super experienced and just a great guy to be around. And sure enough, he introduced us obviously to Oprah, Michelle and I, but Michelle has gotten to know Oprah, which was her dream. And it wasn't for any reason other than just sincere wanting to get to know her. And so Bob's whole premise is whatever it is, and I've seen you do this, Tom, you know, you need something, you need somebody, you need to know, you need a contact. And all of a sudden you put it out to your universe, to your community, to your contacts, basically contact mapping. Hey, I need this, or I need that. I need help with this. Can somebody put me in touch with? And that's Bob's whole premise. And it works. So you don't need to go figuring out who is a great plumber, a great construction worker, a great carpenter, a great mechanic, a great contact mapper. All you have to do is ask enough of your inner circle. Somebody knows somebody, or somebody exactly that knows somebody, and they can put you in touch with somebody that they've had success with. And that is the premise, right?
Very cool. All right, we're going to come back right after this. Go to contactmapping.com/Tom right now. We are back. Hang on. And we're back. It's Tom Chenault. It is the Network Marketing Leadership Show. We've got Steve Wallach, a CEO in the network marketing space for over 20 years. He's seen them come and go. And as Richard Brooke in his 4-year career book, he won't talk he doesn't interview anybody from any company that isn't a legacy company, because the companies keep coming and going as fast as the distributors switch companies. And it's critical to remember that, because the people that can stay the course, tried and true through thick and thin. I mean, there has been multiple occasions over 20 years that you could have been wiped out, and other companies did get wiped out by that wave that hit, whether it's be a regulator or a big guy leaving. Steve, how have you stayed in business and stayed the course all these years through all these challenges that inevitably befall every company out there?
That's a good question, Tom. It's a really good question. And I think that the biggest thing is that we have lived through a lot. So we have a lot of experience. We have our corporate management has hundreds of years of network marketing experience, right? And so I think that's critical. And I think that's always critical. It's not always possible, but I think it's always critical. And I just think that, the more confidence and the more experiences that, anybody has been through, the more likelihood that they will survive going forward. And I think that's a big part of it. I definitely think it's commitment and fortitude and really just, constantly moving forward. I was talking to Dr. Lewis the other day. I think you were on that call as well. And, Gary Vee is somebody that Michelle also has followed since the beginning of social networking. And I just posted something of his just the other day that is just, regardless of what you face, just keep moving forward. No matter how fast you keep moving forward, just keep moving forward. Everybody wants to move fast. Success loves speed. I get all of that. But moving forward is much more critical than speed, because you just have to keep moving forward. And, invariably, you'll get through the storms. There will always be storms. You and I both know Mary Lou Henner really well. And one of your favorite sayings or teachings that she has put out there, which I've also really grown to love, is, everything's hard. So pick your heart. You have to endure and you have to face the hard. So pick your hard and move forward.
That is so funny. You said something to me this morning, and I had to call upon my Mary Lou Henner, another quote. She says, wait 36 hours to respond to anything. And I did. So that's pretty cool. I'm very proud of that. But you guys, Mary Lou Henner, she's supposedly this genius, but she's a wise woman. She's a fit woman, and she's a good woman. And if any of you ever get the chance to meet her, we should get her on this show one of these days, because it's that beautiful. Is Pamela, is Marianne?
I'm back. I made it back. We had a little bit of
about Steve, the profession for you, for your husband. You guys you're buying motorhomes, you're traveling the country. I mean, your life is really indicative of what this profession can do for people's lives. I mean, you have come back from a troubled time in your life, and you are happy as a clam. And I want people to understand that.
Yeah, and it really is all because of network marketing, and one of the things for me was this, time and leverage. And, that's the real promise of the network marketing model, is to leverage your time. And so, that's something that I've been able to do. I mean, we're in a place where it was like our retirement was gone, and how are we going to replace that income in a short amount of time? And network marketing has done that for me. And, we talk about legacy companies as well. And I think that's one of the things where you see these people that are, the next shiny object. And, being with Michelle and Steve and, all the people that are part of a legacy company, is you see things happening and that they're doing it because they are the legacy company, right? They're doing the right things. They're making the right decisions. And that, I want to thank Steve personally and Michelle and, everybody that's just really kept this going through, like you said, through these times, because a lot of companies, they couldn't do it. They didn't have the stamina. They didn't have what we have here, or at longevity. So yeah, it's been a big difference for my family. And
take a look at Al Bala over at Manatech. You take a look at Steve. You take a look at these network marketers that are doing network marketing, not trying to be anything other than straight network marketing, but can pivot in a very tricky environment right now, man. This is not business as usual. This morning, I did a Zoom for a guy at 5 a.m. Then I did a Zoom with Marianne at 6:30. Then I did my AA meeting Zoom. Then I did another Zoom with Adrian at 9:15. I mean, I was like zoomed out by 10 a.m. And inside of that, I also did all that Steve talked about, consistency. And not only do I have unbelievable consistency in my follow-ups, but I have it in my daily method of operation. And those of you that are out there that are trying to figure this business out, get yourself a routine that you love, that you are absolutely sticking. Oh, I did my 2-minute Tom talk. I knew I forgot one Zoom. Yeah. And every day I have to develop that muscle and be that consistent, because people are looking for that consistency. And we need to be somebody that somebody can rely on, because that little girl out there looking for some hope is looking for all of you. You need to be there for her. So next week, I think we've got Fernie Caballos, the MIT guy with the lead. He's a smart.
Janine Finney.
Oh, no,
Janine
no,
Finney
no.
next week.
Huh?
Janine Finney, yeah. Janine
Janine
Finney
Finney?
next week, and
Oh, I
yeah.
like Janine Finney.
and the other gentleman is going to be on December 5th.
Fernie after that. All right, everybody, let's get out of here. Steve, thanks for
All
filling
right,
in. We
thanks
love
so
you.
much. Thanks. for
Everybody
being
have the
here.
greatest day ever. We'll see you all later.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for having me on.
That was fun, Mary.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
talk about, oh, he dropped.
Oh.
We,
Oh.
in the
we just
middle
dropped.
of the call, the internet went down in the office, and normally we're all there. The whole show would have died.
Yeah. Yeah. It
And
would have
none of-
died.
and we weren't actually there. That is unbelievable.
I know. I was just like getting my phone out and trying to get back on with my phone. So everything's good.
Never
And looks
drop
like, what's that?
That is never like Tom to just drop a call.
I know. I can't believe it. Steve, I got to
I know,
see this
I'm always
room.
like,
Your room
wait,
that you're
did
in
you
is
hang up?
beautiful.
You know, this was supposed to be my office, but Andrew kind of took it over, and it became his gaming room. And
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Wow.
since I'm mostly
Gorgeous, man.
at the office, I'm rarely
Yeah.
in here, but it's all kitted out. So
Pretty
Well,
cool.
It looks
All
fun.
right. I'm coming to your house one of these days, Steve.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Me too.
absolutely.
All right.
And thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Steve.
Thanks for
Hugs to
being on.
everybody. See ya.
All right.
You
Take
too.
care.